Hi, welcome back to a week in the life of me, Landon. So, Monday, I didn't really do anything. It was like a normal school day, just kind of went through the rigmarole of everything. And so that was kind of boring. The same thing happened on Tuesday and the same thing on Wednesday. But Thursday was a little different because on Thursday we had two convocations. One was about this guy. He came in and basically told the story of his life, and it was a moving story. And basically the whole message of it was don't go down the wrong path. Trying to be like obstinate and whatnot, and because one little thing can turn to something giant. He ended up drinking and driving, and ended up the friend that was in the car with him. She ended up dying. So he ended up going to like prison for like a very long time, but got out early because he was basically doing these talks to try and help prevent people from going down the same path he did. And so now he does these talks for a living. He does a really good job at it. He's very animated and gives good visuals. And one of the ways he does that is by using a ladder to kind of help show how relationships you can have can either stable that ladder of life or make them stronger. And so then we also had this guy named Zacharias Smith, and he was a Wabash graduate, and he's actually a singer. He made it onto America's Got Talent. He's actually a pretty decent singer, does a good job. Then Friday was the start of spring break, and so what ended up happening was I went up to North Manchester to hang out with my friends. We played Magic and D&D, but we ended up ending early because usually we stop hanging out and everyone goes home around like 2 or 3 in the morning. We actually stopped hanging out around like 10:30, 11. I think it was more closer to 10:30. But I ended up driving home, and what I was driving home, and all of a sudden, like, it was just this giant storm came through, and it was really sketchy to kind of like drive through and navigate. And so it took me like an extra 20 minutes just to get home. Then on Saturday, I woke up and nothing was really going on, so I actually ended up going back to North Manchester and hanging out with my friends, and so that was a lot of fun. We played D&D and Magic. We also kind of went outside and hung out for a while, so that was a lot of fun. Came home, and then Sunday morning I woke up and I just was feeling horrible. So I was in bed all day and I wasn't actually able to make it to church. Um, then Monday, which the reason why I'm going into Monday and Tuesday was because me not feeling good Sunday. Unlike I usually post these and make them on Sunday, but I wasn't able to. And then Monday I got really busy with work and whatnot, and so today is Tuesday, and that's when I'm gonna be actually making and posting it. And so then on Monday, what I ended up doing was woke up early, and Jimmy, my stepdad, he has a lawn care and landscaping business, and we ended up starting a landscaping job. And so what we have to do is we had to go in there and remove all these flat rocks. And so it took us about an hour or two doing that. We took it out to some place and dumped them. And then we came back and we started digging around these culverts that were on the side of this driveway. And because we had to extend them, they were too short. And while digging on them and whatnot, we actually kind of found out that the culvert itself was just blocked, and so the uphill side wasn't draining, and so we weren't actually able to dig around it. Well, more or less, I wasn't, and so after just kind of sitting around, not really making any progress, we decided to kind of ditch that, and I went over to the other side to help Jimmy dig around it, and we finally got it to the point to where we needed it, and then we went to go put the pipe on, but the pipe we thought the side we measured came out to be on the inside diameter to be 10 and a fourth, but the outside diameter was 10 and 3/8. So we got a pipe that was bigger than that, well, a culvert to put over top, to slide it on top, so that way the water didn't flow under it, but over top of the lip. And so whenever we went to the downhill side, we actually found out that the pipe itself was too small, and that for some reason they were different size pipes, and so this one slid in, but it was too blocked for us to actually attach it, so we have to wait till we can either get like a rope through using like a chimney sweep or something, attach it to like a tire and then a car on the other end to kind of clean it out, or wait for someone to clean it more professionally with like a jet and whatnot before we can actually really continue on the job. Which to after we get that done, what we're going to be doing is putting dirt around each side to kind of level it out and kind of slope it out to make it look nice. And then we're going to be adding like big like rocks and boulders on top to make it look nice. Then today on Tuesday, what I ended up doing was I got woke up at like 5:30 and I got like a list of tasks to do today. So my first one was doing the laundry, which I did. And then the second one was taking the dog to the vet because she was getting fixed. So I took her out there and then ended up having breakfast with my grandma and grandpa, and that was nice. Then afterwards, I started working. Jimmy wasn't able to help out today because something came up, and then so I had to go to a yard and clean up sticks and pick up the leaves, or rake up the leaves and pick up the sticks. And so that took me about 2 hours because out there. And then afterwards, it started to sprinkle a little bit, and the bags we use, they're lawn bags, and so they're made out of paper. And if it starts raining, you really don't want them in the back of the truck because then they get like a wet mess and it's hard to clean out. So I had to stop before starting the next one. And so I got lunch, I picked up milk for the house, and then by the time I got done, the rain had actually stopped. It was basically like it was pretending to start raining. It was like sprinkling, but it was coming down pretty fast, so it was acting like it was going to be raining in a minute. So after that, I ended up actually going back out and working. So I ended up starting the second job, and I think I was out there for like another 2 or 3 hours. And the lady that I was doing for actually ended up giving me like a $20 tip, so that was really cool. And then afterwards, I got off. We stopped. I went and picked up my dog from the vet, and she was like super tired, and so she's been kind of laying down and I guess relaxing after the surgery and whatnot. And then I actually ended up going to Walmart to pick up some highlighters for my mom. She's a nurse, and so she does a case management every now and then. It helps her with organization, I assume. And then I started making this video. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed it today. And my plan is to make my next one on this upcoming Sunday after church. And everyone stay safe and have a good day. Thank you for listening.